Hey everyone, how the hell are we? It is Saturday night. I hope you're all keeping well. It is Saturday night, isn't it? Yes, it is Saturday night. Sometimes I get confused. These days just seem to roll into each other. How are we all? I hope you're having a lovely weekend. I hope the weather's fine wherever you are. I hope life is good for each and every one of you. As always, guys, this is the Late Night Agenda. You're all very welcome along to tonight's stream. Again, it's your show. You let me know what you want to have a chat about. I've got a few bits and pieces to keep us ticking along, but you steer the conversation, ladies and gents, and hello to every one of you. But the days I've been able to come in and just say hello to everyone in the chat, those days are gone. But you know what? It is brilliant to see people in here as well. I'm always nervous when I get ready to come on that there's not going to be anybody in the chat, but you guys never let me down, and I really do appreciate it. How are we, guys? I'd like to just read the chat sometimes before I start. What do you want to chat about tonight? What do you want to start with? I'll let you guys pick and we'll go from there. Good evening to everyone. How are you? Thank you guys so much for coming in. Right, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for one person to give me a topic and we'll run with that one. So go on, give me a topic. What do you want to start with? I'm counting. Go on. Nabil Keita on the bench for Guinea. Nah, that's not sexy enough. Let's not start with that. Coutinho? Rumour said don't ask. We go with Coutinho then. So the Coutinho to Liverpool rumour is starting to gather more pace in the past 48 hours in particular. And do you know what? The more I think about this, the more I don't want them. So originally the rumours were that Manchester United and PSG were the clubs being linked to Felipe Coutinho, but then it was said that he wouldn't join United out of respect for Liverpool. So speaking at the Copa America, Coutinho said nobody knows about the future, and right now I'm focused on playing with my national team. So what do you guys think on Felipe Coutinho? Because posting about this on Twitter earlier on, people seem to be, I'd say maybe more so no, but some people were thinking it was just about the price. For you guys, where do you sit on this one? I know we spoke about it a couple of times, and I'll get on to Bobby Firmino's goal as well, A320 pilot, because it was cheeky. It was typical Bobby. It was beautiful. So a lot of people said don't ask, said rumours unsubstantiated. Yes, I get you. I'm with you. Don't ask. A lot of rumours are, though. There's not very much going around with regards to transfer rumours that's genuine or that we can say is confirmed. What else we got there? Pat Moynihan said De Ligt now going to Juventus. Yes, that was broken by Sky Italia, I believe it was, or Sky Italy said that he's made his decision to go to Juventus. We did hear that he spoke to Ronaldo after Holland played Portugal in the Nations League, and he said that Ronaldo tried to get him to sign to Juventus, and maybe that swung it. I don't know. Rumours that he's going to be on 200 grand a week. I don't know if that's the case either. But we always said it was very unlikely he'd be heading our direction anyway, so fuck him. Let him go off to Turin and do what he needs to do. But to be fair to him, Turin's a better choice than PSG. Going to Juventus for me will be a better choice for him than PSG. So look, whatever, let him move on, let him go there, let him do his thing, and let's see how he develops. Ben said Coutinho won't go to United. As I said, mate, yes, he did say he wouldn't go to United out of respect for Liverpool. Take for that as you will. Phil has been good for Brazil, said Callum LFC. Coutinho can fuck right off, said Kev. Maybe, said don't ask, maybe. Anthony Cronin said he'd absolutely love it if Phil came back to Liverpool. Yeah, that's this. I think we'd get over it as fans. I think we could say that much. Even people like me who would be on the side of no would get over it. If he starts playing well, these things are quickly forgotten about. Craig Crosby said Coutinho who? Callum said 70 million for Felipe Coutinho. Yeah, I've not really seen a figure, mate, that has been confirmed. And I know a lot of people like Ben as well are saying I'd take him back at the right price. Yes, but what is the right price? Do you know what I mean? And I often wonder on this with Klopp. See, I don't know Klopp's history of, has he worked with many players? Has he brought many players back to clubs over his time managing at Mainz and Dortmund? And of course, we know he hasn't at Liverpool yet, but I suppose you never say never. I just don't know because of the way Coutinho left. But there again, you never say never in football. Anything can happen. Coutinho will need to do a lot of grovelling to Klopp, said Douglas James Horn. If Klopp's happy with Coutinho, then I am. And I think, Robbie, that's it, mate, isn't it? If Kloppo is happy, the rest of us will be happy or will learn to be happy. Douglas James Horn said he doesn't want him back. Relax about the Coutinho, boys. It'll work itself out. If Klopp wants Coutinho back, that's the only way it'll happen, said Eric. Yeah, and just think about this from a Barcelona perspective as well. How embarrassing would it be for them if they had to sell a player back to a club they bought him from for, let's say, 50-60% of the value that they bought him for? I imagine that they're going to have to do some lying to the media to some extent about the figure if it was to happen, and make it look like they got closer to the amount. They probably put in some really unrealistic add-ons or something like that just to kind of say, well, it could be a total deal of X, Y or Z. Maverick said, De Ligt won't last long at Juventus. He should have gone to Real Madrid. I think Juventus is a better move for him personally, mate, than Real Madrid for me. He'll get game time at Juventus. Yeah, I mean, Barcelona probably would have been a good move, but I can understand Juventus. I can really understand the draw of going to Juventus. He may be a snake, but damn, he was a good Brazilian for us, said Maximilian. He was. He was very good for us. There's no denying that. Don't want him back, said Darren. Have you heard the links to the Paris FC League 2 striker? Yes, mate. We spoke about it last night. A £5 million bid was turned down by Paris FC for this guy. I think he scored 11 goals last season, and he's been linked to Liverpool, to Barcelona and to Braga, of all teams actually as well. But yes, I did hear about it. We just touched on it a little bit last night. Coutinho, said Ariel Halwani. As long as it's for half the price, absolute steal. It makes Barca look stupid, said Charlie. 8 million, said Tio. How about us sign Coutinho in a swap deal for Mbappe plus 100 million? That's not going to happen, mate, but let's be realistic about it. Why would they do that when Barcelona could just do a deal if they wanted? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Klopp will never take him back, said Maverick. His history, best wishes to him. Think of him in midfield. Yeah, but the thing is, mate, when he was here, I almost felt as if he was a luxury. Now, he was a great luxury, don't get me wrong. As people have said, when he was here, he was excellent, but yeah, he just seemed like a little bit of a luxury to me. Do I know anything, or do I have anything on Junior Firpo? Not except the rumours we spoke about yesterday, mate. There's a £45 million release clause, I believe, in his contract. He's not really a left back. Connor looked into this in more detail. Firpo's more of an attacking left-sided player. He's played at left back, but think of him more of a Ryan Sessegnon type of player that's better in midfield or better as a left winger. I can't see it happening if he's coming in as a backup at left back, because 45 million would be a very, very ludicrous amount of money to pay for a backup left back. But if he was being brought in to play a little bit further forward, then I could maybe understand it a little bit. October said she doesn't want Felipe Coutinho back. I'm in that camp as well, October. What else we got? Hi Craig, how are you? I'm very good, thank you, lately. Saw an article saying that a lot of deals will be done after July 1st because the player don't want to lose their bonuses paid July. Any truth? I've no idea, Bowie, mate. I have no idea with regards to players' contracts. I've never had the joy of being able to read through one. I would imagine though, I mean, that could easily be resolved, couldn't it? I mean, if you're the selling club and you want to bring in other players, you'll just pay up the bonus, won't you? If it's going to have to be a case where they have to go through X or Y date, they'll pay it up. It'll be part of the contract negotiation, because the more time that the selling club have to replace a player as well, the more beneficial it is for them. So if that is the case, it's a bit of an indictment, isn't it, of the entire system if that is the case. Juventus defence is ageing, said Peter van der Schanz, which is true, and it's, you can understand for them where they're coming from, but it's a lot of money being shelled out by Juve, isn't it? If you think about wages and stuff as well. So they've got Aaron Ramsey going in there, they've got Emre Can, Cristiano Ronaldo's wages as well. Now they're after going and getting De Ligt. A lot of money being splashed out by Juve as well. If you had to get one major realistic midfielder, who would you get? Fekir. So it's Fekir for me, hands down, mate. I'm completely sold on the idea of Nabil Fekir, but I know it's not going to happen, or it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But I did watch that guy, as Douglas James Horn saying there, Chukwueze. I did watch a little bit of him earlier on. I watched the Nigeria-Burundi game. He looks lively. He looks very lively. A little bit raw at times. His passing was a little bit wayward, but you can see the pace and the power and the directness of his play. It was interesting watching that Chukwueze guy. I could definitely understand how he could be linked to Liverpool, put it that way. He does seem like a very Klopp-esque style of player in our system. What do I think about Dembele to Liverpool? I would take him, personally, mate. I would take him. I would even take him at the 90 odd million that's been mentioned, and I know some people think that's too much, but I'd take him. I would. But only if Jurgen Klopp felt that his attitude would be okay. But look, we know if he was going to sign that Jurgen Klopp would have sat down with him anyway, so Anyone that does sign for the club, I guess I can push all my worries about their attitude to the side, because I know Jurgen Klopp just wouldn't put up with somebody coming in to destabilise the camp, mate. He said that time and time again. But for me, man, I would take Dembele. I would. But Barcelona, I think it was their vice president or something came out 2 days ago maybe and said that after talks with his representative, he's going to stay at the club. But that could change very quickly. If Coutinho came back, what number would he be? Do you know what, Dave? I haven't given that any thought whatsoever, mate. I'm not somebody that thinks of a player's numbers too much. Greg called Craig, he was a luxury, typically ran out of puff after 65 minutes and struggled with the intensity. What also happened, Maverick, mate, when Felipe Coutinho was at Liverpool, was it was an easy option for players to just give him the ball and say, alright, give it to Phil, he'll make something happen. Or give it to Phil, he'll have a long shot. Or give it to Phil, he'll play a little ball around the corner. And we noticed that when he left, other players stepped up. I mean, we've seen a real emergence of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And we've just seen other players lift their game. So, I don't know. On this one, I can't see it. I really can't see Coutinho coming back. Coutinho, Ziyech, Pepe are our main targets, said Callum. I could give you, and I probably will, poo-poo some of those, mate, as the stream goes on, particularly Pepe, because everything I'm reading from the UK side seems to suggest we aren't interested in Nicolas Pepe. But you never know. This isn't going to be the stream tonight where I break some transfer news for you guys. It's quite quiet. I just thought tonight we would just come on and have a chat about various other bits and pieces, and I do have some interesting stuff to go through tonight, don't get me wrong. You can see from the stream title it was about who should partner Virgil van Dijk, and that's something I'm genuinely interested in getting your opinion on, ladies and gents, because I thought we could spend a few minutes discussing that. For me, look, it would be Joe Gomez. As good as Joe Matip has been, and he was almost faultless in his partnering of Virgil van Dijk throughout the period of Joe Gomez injury and right through to the end of the season, and I fully believe that he deserved to keep his place for the final. He didn't put a foot wrong. He absolutely deserved that, but going into the new season, Gomez with a pre-season under his belt, for me that is the future partnership. And if Gomez is fit, I would like to see Joe Gomez start the season alongside Virgil van Dijk. But then again, there is an easy argument and a very valid argument to make for Joe Matip. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this anyway. Genie's Mbappe pose, have you seen it? No, I haven't, mate. I haven't been on social media much at all today. Boya's in. How are you, Boya? Great to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Gomez for A320 pilot. Gomez or Jomez for time crisis. Nice one, mate. I keep forgetting to say Jomez because that's what we call him, isn't it? Matip was superb in the Champions League, said Peter van der Schans. He was, mate. His passing was excellent. Really, really excellent at time. We got a bit nervous at times when he did have those little saunters or little gallops out of defence with the ball. But all in all, I think he was excellent, as you said, mate. He was very, very good. I think Laporte would be a good signing. Unrealistic, but possible. It's not possible. It's completely unrealistic, mate. But you're right about his quality. Laporte is a very good footballer, and somebody that when I heard Manchester City were signing him, I thought to myself, yeah, that makes sense for them because he's a good up-and-coming centre-back. Let's get Koulibaly, said Robbie. Why? Why go drop 100 million on a player that's excellent but heading for 28 years of age? I don't know, mate. I just think we don't need it. I just think it's a luxury to go and spend that much on a centre back when we have some very good centre backs at the club. Now, if Degsy Lovren moves on, we do have to replace him, and we'll deal with that, I suppose, when the time comes. It has to be Virgil and Gomez, said Ben. Joe Gomez, said Adam Parks. It has to be Gomez, said Douglas James Horn. Gomez from Mark Henley as well. I'm just bored, want something to happen. Yeah, I'm at that point as well, boy. It's strange, isn't it? It's very, very quiet at the minute. Stick with Matip and VVD as Matip has stepped his game up, said John Davies. I think Matip might have been better than VVD at the end of the season. It's a big statement, mate, but he was good, so I'll leave you with it. I don't, you're fully entitled to your opinion, Aidan, but he was great. I mean, there's no denying that. Eric said Gomez, only Gomez. We're unbeatable with Van Dijk and Gomez. I love what Matip did and always will, but it has to be Gomez. Matip for the first half of the season. Gomez for the cup game, said Maverick. October said Joel works his ass off putting the shift in. He's a lot like Divock. He's great, he's happy. Being a rotational member of the squad, very professional. Yeah, he has been thoroughly professional since he came into the club. It was only for me. It was always injuries with him, but he went through the second half of last season and was sound. Mickey Fryer said, "Just think it's so quiet in transfers. You expect a big signing out of the blue to surprise us all." Yes, I do, mate. It is very, very, very quiet. Just to let people know, by the way, I'm going to take tomorrow off. It's just, I feel like sometimes I'm coming on here and there's not much to say, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm happy to come on and talk to everybody, but I'm also really tired at times. So I'm going to take tomorrow off, and next Friday I'll be taking off as well because I'm bringing my wife out for her birthday. So I'll be taking next Friday off. So I just want to give you guys a bit of a heads up on that one. No stream tomorrow, and then next Friday I'll be taking that night off as well. Craig, I think Jones is bollocks, my own personal opinion, but he belongs at Sheffield. Are you talking about the Sheffield United player that said, that he wouldn't be able to turn down Liverpool if we came knocking? I don't think we're going to come knocking though, mate, are we? Dave Oneball said, "Give Lovren a chance at the FA Cup and the League Cup matches and see how he does." Oh, I'm very interested to see what happens with Degsy. Will he be here or not? Because he probably is fourth choice as things stand. Taz a good shout, by the way, Poppin Powell. Over with Germany for the Under-21 Championships. Yeah, Taz is a good shout. I haven't been following him too much at Leverkusen, if I'm being honest, since he first broke through. He's a man mountain though, isn't he? He's a very big lad, Jonathan Tah. Rather get Saliba, said Raul. I love that you guys, I don't want to use the phrase football hipsters because I feel like that's been a bit derogatory towards you guys, but I mean it in an endearing way. I love that your knowledge of the game is so deep. Some of these guys you guys mention at times, and I consider myself a student of the game, but the knowledge you guys have of up and coming players and young players around the world is class. Put your feet up and let your hair down, said Stephen. I can do half of that, Stevie. Sunday's Liam Gallagher Day. Yes, Connor is off down to Cork tomorrow with his mates for Liam Gallagher. He was at Noel Gallagher last week, and now he's off down to Cork tomorrow for Liam Gallagher. So yeah, he deserves it, doesn't he? He's worked his ass off, Connor, between college and this and other bits and pieces. So just hope the weather holds off for you, mate. You didn't get much luck with Noel last week. Thank you, John. I will enjoy the day off, mate. I'm still exhausted. I've 4 weeks to go to my holiday, and I'm nearly counting down the days at this rate. Of course, though, I want something to happen like everybody else. I love coming on here at night time. I absolutely love coming on and talking with people, but sometimes I just feel when there's no transfer gossip, I don't want to just make shit up for the sake of it, because I wouldn't do that, and I don't want to pull the really, really far-fetched stories out of my ass because I don't want to fill people full of lies either. So it's very difficult when it's so quiet. Have I ever played FIFA? Not in many moons, mate. Like 3 years, probably 2-3 years. As soon as they start charging you on FIFA for, I'm old school. For me, it was you bought the fucking game and that was it. You played the game. Now with the in-app purchases and the career mode or whatever it's called, the fucking whatever it was, you buy cards and all that stuff. I'm so fucking dense when it comes to this, mate, that I have no idea. What's it called? Ultimate, is it FIFA Ultimate? That, yeah. Once you start having to spend money on top of buying the game, they'd lost me at that point. Craig, my girlfriend Rebecca, can she have a shout out? She's doing a race for life tomorrow and she's raised £195. Absolutely, Douglas James Horn. Rebecca, best of luck to you. Well done on raising £195 for a very good cause, I'm sure. And yeah, lots of love to you. And again, a shout out for Douglas James Horn. Don't forget to check out his new, is it new Douglas James Horn or is it updated YouTube account? But do check it out, and of course buy us as well. Matip short term, Gomez long term for familiar to billions. Have a day off, Craig. Recharge and get some diet chav in the tank. It's here, by the way, just in case anybody was gonna ask. There's always one beside me. What else we got? What's the most important position to have a good player in? That's a good question, Marco. That is a good question, mate. I always think I think the spine of the team, Marco, is important, mate. So I think goalkeeper, centre back, centre midfield, striker. You need one of, ideally you need a very strong spine completely, but to pick one of those, I would say front or back, so goalkeeper or striker, because you win and lose games by scoring goals or not conceding goals. Tomas Kennedy is so drunk at the moment. Mate, enjoy yourself. Do you know what I mean? I hope you're having a bit of fun. I hope the good weather's treating you well, mate. Nice one. Um, what's this like? Some of the United stands. What in what sense, Peter? In regards to transfer rumours? Yeah, I've been watching some of Mark's thumbnails and stuff as well. It's what you do though, isn't it? I mean, Mark loves transfers like I do, and he has an audience to give news to. So yeah, he does what any little transfer room you can get your hands on, you talk about it. Beware of Dembele, said don't ask. Don't ask. I have a feeling, don't ask, that you could have been dirty girl. Am I right with that? I just, from the language and the way you write, I kind of just pick up sometimes on people's things. Oh, I could be wrong on this, but I just wondered if you changed your name from Dirty Girl to Don't Ask, or if I could be wrong, as I said. Ultimate Team, thank you, Connor. Gomez has more potential, but at the minute, Matip is better, said Banter. I'm at a party eating a burger in the kitchen watching. Oh man, I'm fucking starving. I'm not going to lie, LFC J06, I'm absolutely starving, and I hope that's a nice burger because I'm imagining it in my head, I'm not going to lie. Updated YouTube, Douglas James Horn, thank you, mate. So, Domestic Butler said, Craig, what's the bet you take a day off and Liverpool spend 120 million in the transfer market? If they do, you've got my promise that I'll be on here, because I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'm just taking the day off to just, chill out and watch some football and relax. But if that happens, I'll be on here straight away. Dara, the email you sent me, mate, I wasn't sure. Was it Dara? Was it you that sent me the email about the boxing, mate? I wasn't sure what it was related to. You should do a post in Liverpool on past Liverpool players. Honestly, I've done stuff like that before in podcasts, Dara, and people don't care. People really same about the I know I have to do the all-time 11 or the greatest 11 for Domestic Butler, and even at that I couldn't do an entire stream on it because it just wouldn't get any numbers. As much as I love talking about it, just wouldn't get numbers. Oh, Stephen Richards is lashing the second Yorkie out of it, you lucky fucker. Right, I've got some more news for you guys. We did have a nice little chat there at the start about who partners Virgil van Dijk, but Liverpool have released the details of the 6 most popular shirt names that people are putting on the back of the brand new 2019-2020 shirts, and I always find these things interesting because kind of let you know where people's heads are, and often at times on here people ask what numbers or what names they should get on the back of their shirts, so I thought I'd run down the top 6 for you. The 6th most popular shirt name is Alisson Becker, and I would say that is probably one down to the fact he's class, but also down to the beautiful new black goalkeepers kit that the club released this year. It's stunning, the black and gold one. So Alisson Becker, 6th most popular name on the shirt. Number 5 is Andy Robertson, and I'm so glad he made it into the top of that list, or the top few on that list, because Robbo's probably where I'd go if I was going to get a name and number this season. And number 4 on the list is Roberto Firmino. He's the 4th most popular name on the back of his shirt. Number 3 is Sadio Mane. Number 2 is Mohamed Salah. And number 1, shock, it is Virgil van Dijk, our Dutch colossus. The big man at the back. Big Virg is the most popular Liverpool shirt sale, or should I say name on the back of his shirt. So did any of that surprise anybody? Usually you do get the attackers that are at the top of that list, but Big Virg, it shows you how popular he is, even with kids, adults, anyone around the world. Virgil van Dijk, the most popular name for people to get on the back of their new Liverpool shirts. Well, as things stand anyway at the moment. That could change over the summer. Maybe we get maybe Mbappe comes in. Not going to happen, but you never know. So anything there shock anybody? Any of those names you weren't expecting? The Klopp say we need to spend big. He said yesterday that if other teams are splashing the cash, we have to splash the cash. Something along those lines, big man Steve. Alpha G, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Adam Doherty, would you take Coutinho back? Ideally, no, Adam. For a few reasons. One, he's now 27, so he's in his peak. And I always feel, it's weird, I always feel uncomfortable with us buying players in their peak. Virgil van Dijk was a little bit different. I know, he was 26, I think, when we bought him. I wouldn't mind pulling Barcelona's pants down, mate, with regards to the price. So, I wouldn't mind getting him for half the price we sold him for. And he is a quality player, there's no doubt in that. And I think he could do a job. But ideally, I would probably lean towards no. But if it happened, it happened. The best number 9 scored for Brazil today. And what a cheeky goal that was. If you guys haven't seen Firmino's goal against Peru today. Now, it was 3-0 at half-time. I don't know what the score is now. If you haven't seen that goal, check it out. It was absolutely class. blocked down the goalkeeper's clearance first, and it hits the post, and then it comes back to him, and he just does a cheeky bobby for Mino. I think it might have been a no-look. Was it a no-look finish? I think it might have been, Blakey said, Craig, you're the best channel, mate. Thank you. I really appreciate that, mate. Honestly. Thank you very much. Devon said, well, Craig, heard Ligt has chosen Juventus. I'm surprised, to be honest. What do you think? I think it's a better move from Devon than PSG would have been. Got to be honest, I always thought he would end up at Barcelona, even with the talk the Barca weren't willing to pay the 11 million that Mino Raiola wanted. But if rumours are to be believed, yes, it looks like, well, not rumours, it's a bit more than rumours. I think Sky Italy reported it, but if rumours about his wages are to be believed, 200 grand a week, something like that for him at Juventus at 19 years of age. That is a lot of money. And do you know what? At that type of money, I'm glad we're not paying it. Because where do you go when that kid hits 21, 22, 23? His wages are just going to be ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm alright with it, to be honest. I think it's a better move for him, as I said, though, than PSG, definitely. Robertson's my favourite player, said Ben. I'd get Robbo. Who was that? I said I'd get Robbo. Sorry, the chat's moving quick here. Where is Origi? He's not on the list yet, mate. Not on the list yet, but you never know. Did you see the LFC Father's Day video? I did, Tom. It was beautiful. And I love these little touches and things like that the club does. Pat says Virgil deserves that honour to be ranked number 1 on that list. I'm with you, Pat. What a season, or what a season and a half he's had since he's come in. Kev's got new sketches coming up, so he's put in the link to his Facebook page there if anybody wants to pop over and check out his amazing artwork. Boya, what have we got, mate? Anything on Leicester City? Anything on Maguire? Is he going to Manchester City, Anthony? That's something I've been wanting to ask you. Alright, Craig, did I miss? Nothing, mate. We're just having a chat. 5-0 in the Brazil game. Wow. That's some spanking, isn't it? Isn't it ironic? Manchester United being linked with average players with a reach manager like Liverpool. We're back in the day. Surely United would have learned from Liverpool's past. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Long may it continue that United are struggling. They're trying to copy what we did to an extent by getting in younger, hungrier players, but we had a manager with a proven background in that, and they don't. It's really that simple for me as things stand. I think they need to rip up a lot of stuff. They need to get rid of Ed Woodward. They need to get in a different manager. They need to put a system in place with a proper director of football, and they need to get the transfer strategy back on track, because it's shambolic at the minute. And they need to move on as well, those people on ridiculous wages like Alexis Sanchez. Even though United as a club financially can cope, because they're a huge club. Absolute juggernaut when it comes to generating money. What is this? Meredith, is it Meredithian? Said, I thought Salah would get number 1, but VVD's a worthy winner. I'd go Milner. He's what we represent and quality. That's a good show. I love James Milner. I watched that documentary, the Champions with the number 6, the documentary Liverpool put out tonight at 7:30 about the European run. And just seeing Milner after that semi-final against Barcelona and what it meant to him, because he knew he was going to get another chance at winning the one trophy in club football that he hadn't won yet. And it was great to see him. And you see when he does the 6 and you can see his arms, there's just, even for his age, he's in ridiculous condition, James Milner. Like, he just keeps himself so tip top. I mean, he's lived a lifestyle throughout his entire career as well. I don't believe he drinks either, does he? He's teetotal, James Milner, I think. Do I watch Gaelic? Yeah, I do when it's on, to be fair. I watch the All-Ireland. I wouldn't watch the Allianz League or anything like that, but I do watch a little bit. Not hurling now, only Gaelic football. If you could have a free £100 bet, who would you guess Liverpool would sign? One player only. Who would I guess right now Liverpool would sign if I had a £100 bet on it? Strangely, after seeing him tonight, I don't know, I like that Chukwueze guy. I think there could be something to that, whether it might be a bit further down the line. He looks like the type of footballer Liverpool go after. I don't know if I'd stick £100 on it, mate, but I wouldn't put it on Pepe, I wouldn't put it on Fernandes, I wouldn't even put it on Nabil Fekir, who I really want to come to the club, and I definitely wouldn't be putting it on Timo Werner either. I think maybe Chukwueze, if you were giving me the £100 to put on. Bobby with a no-look finish, said Jeff. He's class, isn't he? You gotta love Bobby. Maguire liked to comment on Instagram saying he'll be a fan favourite at United. Did he really? Interesting stuff. Any news on your new channel? Sort of. Little bits and pieces. It's just... Connor's been really busy, so we haven't had a chance to film much stuff on it. But I did think of a segment name today, which I'm not going to release because I don't want anybody to nick it. But yeah, there is a little bit. We're still trying to figure out exactly what direction we want the channel to go, mate, because you don't want to start a new channel and get it wrong. You want to nail it from the start, so we're putting a lot of thought process into it before we get going. I think the wing backs have become so important in modern day football, so Peter van der Schaans, especially in our system, Peter. I spoke the other day about getting the statistics on the most chances created in our team. Mohamed Salah created the most chances for Liverpool, but after that it was the two fullbacks that were second and third on the list. So yeah, definitely very important. I could see United below West Ham, said Marco. That's a big shout. When's Klopp back off his holiday? I've no idea, but pre-season starts in 11 days. So I guess maybe 11 days. I don't know. Making fun of United is fun, but all but great rivalries are better. Yes. I mean, I'd much rather I'd much rather us being going head to head with Manchester United than going head to head with City, because I don't know, it just feel like more of a rivalry, whereas with City I just look at them and just think, do you know what I mean? Like, they're there, but I don't really care at the same time. They're just in our way. If anything else, I don't feel anything towards them. I don't feel a rivalry. I don't feel anything towards Manchester City, if I'm being honest, except just how fake the entire thing is. It's just weird. I can't describe my exact feelings. Have I talked about Firpo? Yeah, just a little bit. ADX. Yeah, the 45 million release clause. That's about it, mate. There hasn't really been much else to talk about. Craig, this channel is like VVD, slick, cool, amazing, and flawless. Even Connor thinks the new segment name that we came up with was good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, actually. We need Coutinho back to reinforce our midfield, more versatile to score more goals. What do you think, Boya? Good evening, Craig, Connor, Brian, and everybody. So, Brendan F. Farrell. How is everybody tonight, by the way? I don't know if I asked that earlier on. What's the best nation for nurturing talent? Spain or Holland? Maybe Germany? One of those three? Jesus serve my life, bro. Liverpool should not miss the opportunity to sign a big name this transfer window. The beauty of it for me, mate, is that none of us have a clue what's going on, and anything could happen. I think some people are just nervous because we've got built-in memories of transfer windows that we felt disappointed or let down in by the end of. Even last summer, as amazing as last summer was, and it was amazing, it was one of the best windows, just in not having the Fekir part to top it all off at the end of it, kind of left you tinged with a little bit of regret to an extent maybe, but I think we will go, and anybody we buy these days, I think we can be confident they're going to be top quality. City will never fill their stadium, small fan base, said Peter van der Schaans. Marco reckons Germany for the best nurturing of young talent. It is a good shout. Germany, Holland, Spain. Any news about Fernandes? Nothing that I've seen at all, mate. As I said, Mark's very confident United are favourites to sign Bruno Fernandes, but then again, I've no idea whether that's true or that isn't true. We should hijack Arsenal and take Tierney from Celtic. Yeah, that's looking very likely, that Tierney to Arsenal thing. As days go by, there seems to be more and more truth to that one. It's a good piece of business by Arsenal if they go and get it done. They were also linked to somebody else that we were linked to recently, Arsenal. I can't remember who it was, but somebody else in that type of area of the field. If you're asked to Liverpool to choose a defender, midfield wizard and a striker, you have 180 billion, what would you say? Oh, mate, honestly, I don't know right now. Defender, Matt Target. I said the other night, I do like Matt Target. I think that was a clever link, whoever made that link. A midfield wizard, Fekir, and a striker. I wouldn't buy a striker. I'd buy a wide forward. I think we have Bobby can play through the centre. We've got Origi can play through the centre. We've got Salah. I was going to say Mane and Salah. Mane can play through the centre. Mo can play through the centre if needs be. So I think just another wide forward for me, like another fast, direct attacking forward. Somebody like Dembele. Somebody along those lines probably. Why are you heartbroken, Stephen? Well, what makes you so heartbroken, mate? I'm very good, thank you, Sam Phillips, mate. I hope you're the same. I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. Few more bits and pieces to get through. So we spoke about De Ligt. Looks like he's going to Juventus. The Echo have said that even with Bayern Munich dropping their interest in Nicolas Pepe, the Reds still hold no interest in the player. Now, obviously this is different to some other widespread reports, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. Yeah, it's so difficult because what substantiates a rumour these days? Like, what could we take as being genuinely true of our interest in somebody? I don't know. I've yet to see Mel Reddy come out with something. I've yet to see Piercy come out with something. I've yet to see Bascom come out with something. Paul Joyce. Nobody's really confirmed their interest in anybody. They've spoken about other people saying we're interested in players, but nobody that I remember has come out and said Liverpool are really, really interested in this player or X, Y, or Z, unless I've missed something. Man City are appealing as moths. I like that, Pepper Red. Craig, when will you be doing the subscriber 11? Not doing it, Adam. Just not doing it, mate. It'll just cause hassle and it'll cause people to feel pissed off. So yeah, not doing it, mate, because I don't want to offend anybody and I love everybody. So, you know what I mean? I don't want anybody to feel left out. Adam Doherty said, Craig, I saw a post and it said Jimmy Milner's won more Champions League than Manchester City existence on earth. Facts are facts, Adam. Do you know what I mean? Manchester City have never won a European Cup, whereas James Milner has won to his name now, so that is true. What else have we got? Love your channel, Craig. And I don't know actually, Maradona. Yeah, Maradona didn't win one. He won I think the Italian Cup with Napoli. Did he win a what are they called back in the day? A Cup Winners' Cup or something maybe with Napoli. But Buffon never won a Champions League either with Juve, so yeah, good show. Anyway, you love your channel, Craig, and I'm a Man United fan. Agree with what you say about City. They'll never be as big as United or Liverpool. Our two great clubs' history speak for themselves. Exactly. Underneath it all, Simon, we banter back and forth between Liverpool and United, and there's a genuine hatred there. There is, but it's tinged with respect, and a lot of respect, mate. Particularly behind the scenes with the two clubs. The two clubs have helped each other out during times of tragedy and times of hardship in history. So I think both sets of fans, it's the one fixture you look for. I mean, this season, I have to be honest, even this season, when the fixtures are released, I looked for Everton, I looked for Manchester United. Manchester City was an afterthought. It's just, I don't really care. It's ingrained in us, mate, isn't it? Everton and United, they're the two big games for Liverpool. When do you think we'll officially sign someone? I've no idea. Thomas Gaiman. I'd be just making up a random date, mate, and lying to you. Can you put a link of the new channel when it's available? Sure, yeah. It's there now for you to subscribe to, Domestic Butler. I've Connor still in the chat. I'm sure he'll put the link in to the Crack On channel. How many times? That many. That many times. 6 times, Stephen. And happy 3-week anniversary to everybody, by the way. 3 weeks today since the Reds. Well, this time 3 weeks ago, we were celebrating like motherfuckers, weren't we? Oh, 3 weeks today. How time has flown. 3 weeks since the Reds lifted that 6th European Cup. 6 of them. Have I ever watched that 70s show? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, mate. Absolutely love it. Sure, that's you know what I mean? That's where we first got to see Mila Kunis. So, yeah, it's a really good show. Would you take Suarez back for 2 seasons? Not for me. I think he's on the downward slope at this moment in time. Yeah, no, I loved him when he was here, but no, not for me. Which of these players will be an ideal signing, said Boya. I'm not sure if you're trying to call me Boya or if you're actually talking to Boya, which isn't me. I think maybe, are you talking to Anthony? Then sound, but I get a bit thrown off there because I don't know if you want me to answer your question or if you're addressing it to somebody else. Brian made a really good point actually to me last night. Sometimes after the streams I have a phone call with Brian Morrissey and we talk things through. Can you guys do me a massive favour? If you're going to direct a question at me, either say, like Stephen has, how many times Craig, or tag Anfield Agenda in it. Because sometimes I get confused when you guys are having little chats between each other and I read out comments that make no sense to anybody because it's from a little internal conversation there. So just at and then Anfield Agenda, or just stick my name at the end of the comment. Celtic rejected a £50 million bid from Arsenal for Tierney, said Jeff. Where was Stevie Richards' thing? Sorry, Stephen, I missed what you were talking about there. I'm going to scroll back up to find it. Oh, your mum. Oh my goodness, mate. I hope your mum's okay. Sorry, Stephen. I'm just trying to scroll back up. You said you're heartbroken, mate. I'm just trying to figure out what it was. Sorry, Stephen, I did miss out what it was. Whatever it is with your mum, mate, I hope she's okay. In your lifetime, Craig, was last summer the best summer for Liverpool? Transfer-wise, yeah, I'd say so. Joshua, I would say so. Yeah, I can't remember being as excited about a transfer window as I was last summer. What else we got? Done that one. Sarabia, 77, 78, 81, 84, 2005, 2019, and 6 glorious stars on the Reds shirt. 1981, the year I was born, so I'm so happy the Reds won the Champions League or the European Cup the year I was born. Let's talk about 6, said Maverick. I want to sing that every time somebody says it. The Guardian are saying we're going for firepower. Yes, mate, that's what we want to hear. Bit of firepower, bit of sexiness. Nothing gets people excited like a goal scorer. So yeah, firepower, Mark. More of that. Definitely agree with that. Excuse me. I can't wait for the new season to start and to trash United into oblivion, said Sean Chow. Just seen a link Lampard in talks with Chelsea, according to Drogba. Yeah, did you see it was Frank Lampard's 41st birthday or something like that? And there was a video went up. I think his wife put up a video and it was based, I can't remember what the song was now, but it was something about making decisions or decisions to make or something like that. So yeah, I think Lampard will go, to be honest. I think he'll end up at Chelsea. What do you think of United signing Wan-Bissaka? It's a good piece of business for them. He's a good fullback, Wan-Bissaka. 55 million. It doesn't really matter if you're a fan, does it? Because you just want the players to come in. So yeah, for you guys, I think that's a good piece of business. Good young English fullback. And it'll be interesting to see him and Trent have a bit of a ding-dong battle going forward for that starting berth in the senior team in years to come. Obviously, Trent's ahead of him at this moment in time. But yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a good footballer, mate. Been watching for a few weeks. Had to say hello, great channel. Thank you, bro. I'm really happy to have you here, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Thank you so much. I know sometimes lots of people watch and they don't like to pop in and say hello, but even for a once off, it is lovely to hear from people like that. So thank you, mate. Craig, what can you tell us about the highly rated Paris FC kid, Wamangituka? Oh, sorry, I just can't pronounce his name. It's I know who you're talking about. We spoke about him last night. 11 goals in the French second division. Interesting Barcelona, interesting Braga, interesting Liverpool, and apparently Paris FC turned down a £5 million bid previously for the guy. I've no idea how much it would take to get him out of there, but there is certainly a link there to Kunda. Definitely there is a link there. Interesting stuff, yeah. Interesting. He's only 18 years of age, I believe, mate, if memory serves correct. Who's the who's the least trustworthy source for gossip? I don't want to. Nah, I don't want to belittle anybody, mate. Yeah, I don't want to belittle anyone, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, sorry. I don't like talking bad or talking ill of people, mate, unless it's Mr. Double Initials. Other than that, I try to be happy and positive, so I'll pass on that one if that's alright. I don't want to besmirch anybody's name. Mark Anthony Vieira, hey Craig, how are you? Just got home from work. It was bloody hot today, near 90 degrees Fahrenheit here in Bermuda. What's that in real money, Mark? What's that in Celsius, mate? 90 degrees? 36? Is that right? Something along those lines? Or am I just fucking randomly guessing numbers? Miros, how are you, sir? Great to have you in, and thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Phil Jones should partner VVD sexually, because that's probably the only way that would make any sense to me, mate. Because from a footballing perspective, not having that one bit. I know you're only joking, by the way. How about Coutinho? Spoke about him earlier on. I'll leave that up to you guys. My opinion is I would lean towards no, but if he came back for the right money and it was what Jurgen Klopp wanted, as long as the manager was happy, I'm happy. Adam said, mark my words, if we sign Koulibaly or De Ligt, which we won't and we won't, we will win the Premier League next season. Well, De Ligt's going to Juventus, mate. That's after coming out over the past 12 hours or so. Koulibaly, one, Napoli said they're not selling him, and two, we're not going to drop 110 million quid on another centre back anytime soon, I don't think. But you never know. That's the thing, mate. You just never know what'll happen. Bakar, how are you, sir? I'm very good, thank you. Do you think Lampard will end up like Solskjaer? Too early to say. Too early to say. He's only 1 year into his managerial career. He's done okay with Derby, but it'll be interesting to see if he does go to Chelsea what will happen. And the fact that he probably can't do any transfer dealings this window might actually help him. Might give him a little bit extra in the bank, shall we say, because he hasn't had a window to strengthen the squad. Vinnie Johnson, how are you, sir? Welcome in. Trent will be a midfielder by then. I don't know if he will, I don't know if he will, King Henrik. He could do a job. I know he started his career in midfield, but he's too good a fullback, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be one of the best fullbacks, if not the best right back in Europe. So, will he get the same impact in midfield? I don't know, but he's so good that you can't rule anything out. Do you think Salah will be the fastest to 100 goals for Liverpool? Perhaps. I don't know. I don't really think about stuff like that, mate. I try and take things one game at a time with that, and as long as he's scoring goals, personally, I don't give a shit how quickly or he gets there. If he breaks records, as long as the goals that he's scoring are impacting games and we're picking up points and trophies, I don't really get into individual accolades too much because it's a team sport, and I don't support Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane or Virgil van Dijk. I support Liverpool Football Club, and whoever wears that jersey will get my full backing. But after that, it's just all about the badge. Do you know what I mean? Not the name on the back of it. It's all about the badge on the front. Would I take Ziyech at Liverpool? Asked Callum Rafa. Yes, mate, particularly for 30 million. I mean, he wouldn't be top of my list, but 30 million? Delay 30 million? Yeah, I'd take a chance. Time crisis, Delay will go to Barca. Mate, it's been announced. Like, it's literally been announced on Sky and stuff. He's going to Juventus. It's not me just pulling this out of my arse. He's made his decision to go to Juventus. 200 grand a week, apparently. What do you think about Firpo? Seems like a Klopp signing, very versatile. 45 million though. 45 million is well, I suppose, look, it's a lot to me for a player I haven't watched, but for all I know, Kloppo's been watching this guy for a year solidly. I don't know. Whoever he brings in, whoever our team or recruitment team bring in, they've earned our respect. Whoever they bring in, like, how can we sit here and question them, because they've yet really to get anything wrong? So it's class. David Newell said, I looked up Junior Firpo earlier on. The only way I could describe him as a Zaha type player. Seems to have more potential than Zaha. I would link him to a Ryan Sessegnon type player myself. Somebody that can do a job at left back, doesn't naturally fit there, and is quite good going down that left hand side, but still raw. But I've seen very, very limited amounts. Santosh said, hi Craig from Australia. It's 7 in the morning and I'm watching your show. Wow. I can't remember the last time I've seen 7 in the morning, mate. I'm not going to lie. I keep weird hours, but I'm so glad you are here, mate, and tuning in. Thank you very much. These little chats at night made cool stream. Thank you. I love that people come in, because I'm not going to lie, I felt really bad tonight, the fact that I don't have big news or there's no big transfer rumour. I almost feel guilty when there's nothing like that, because I enjoy coming on every night. I love coming on and chatting to you guys, and I'd come on here if nothing was going on, but I just feel guilty at times, you know. I always love the channel, said Blakely. Thank you so much, mate. Peter Ortiz, how are you, buddy? Evening, Craig. Have I missed anything this year? Not really, mate. It's pretty quiet, isn't it? I love that it's quiet though. I love that none of us know who's coming in. I mean, we can all read articles and we can all have a conversation about it and have a guess at it, but there's something lovely that we're keeping things so tight now. Although it can be frustrating, of course, for us fans who want transfers. Subi, how are you, sir? Said, I've school end of year. That's alright, mate. Never need to apologise. I feel like I keep missing Stephen Richards' comments, and I'm so bad, mate. I really do. I don't know. I'm even checking my phone to see if there's a WhatsApp. I'm sorry, Stephen. I keep missing your comments, buddy. I don't know what's up with your mum, but I do send you all my love, mate. And of course to your mum. Yeah, I'm sorry that I keep missing your comments, mate. Today, 2 years ago, Salah signed. So Gaming Tube. What a signing he's been. What a signing he's been for this football club. Did any of us realistically think he would have the impact that he's had here? I'd seen, obviously, you'd followed him for a few years. I remember seeing him from the time Basel came to play us at Anfield in the Europa League. But then you follow him Fiorentina, Roma, And then in his last season at Roma, I remember saying to somebody, this lad's actually making Edin Dzeko look world class. Now look, at the time, I'll be honest, I totally undervalued Edin Dzeko as well. When we came up against Roma over those 2 games, I fully appreciated what Edin Dzeko brings to a team, but Mohamed Salah was absolutely sensational that last season for Roma, and when he came to Liverpool, I thought that he would challenge for a starting place. I thought he'd have a bit of an impact, but nothing like he has. He's been absolutely top notch, and so has Sadio Mane. What's your predictions for the Super Cup against Chelsea? That will beat them. Mate, other than that, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Chelsea are a little bit all over the place at the minute. Obviously, they've technically got no manager, even though we all expect Frank Lampard to come in. They can't buy anybody in this window. They do have Christian Pulisic in. They lost Eden Hazard. Yeah, it's. I would fancy us, obviously, to go and get the win and bring that trophy back to Anfield. What else we got? Let's not forget Rudiger, Luis, Azpilicueta and Alonso. Liverpool have no hope. At what? I mean, if you're honestly trying to say we're worried about that fucking shambolic defence you've just named there, mate, I mean, come on, get a grip. Look at our defence, streets ahead. Plenty of tickets be available for the Charity Shield. Am I going? No, Gary, we were going to go. And then we said we can either go over to the Community Shield or we can go to the Boss Night show. Before the lads went off to the Champions League final, we decided we wanted to go over to Liverpool for the Boss Night show and interview Jamie Webster and Kieran Molyneux. And yeah, I don't regret it because it was absolutely amazing. It was such a good night. I cannot recommend enough. If anybody gets a chance to go to any of the Boss Night shows, just go. Absolutely go. I wanted to comment on something actually last night. Somebody put into the comment section after the stream, and I'm not having to go with this person. It's a valid comment. I just wanted to address it. They said that so it was cushions and chairs last night. What are we to expect tonight with regards to promoting stuff? And funnily enough, there was nothing because as you guys know, followed the channel for a long time, we don't push anything on here. We've never really tried to sell anything. We have our merch and a few other bits, but we don't sell it. We don't push it. But over the last few weeks, I don't know why, I don't know how, but out of nowhere, companies have started coming to us and sending us some free stuff. It's not being solicited on our behalf, but we, and I in particular, only feel like if companies are generous enough to send stuff, it's to give them a quick shout out and let people know about them. We work really hard to keep everything free on here, and it's always going to be free, as I keep saying. And we've given away like 12 to 15 shirts this season, and the reason we were able to give away those shirts is because of partnering with great companies like Score Draw, 3 Retro, and stuff like that. So we're trying to get the balance right. We don't want to ram stuff down anybody's throat. Tonight and the next few nights and that, there won't be anything, because I've made sure that there's nothing going to come in and disrupt what we're talking about, because I know you're here to talk about Liverpool. I'm here to talk about Liverpool as well. But we also want the channel to succeed and we want the channel to grow. So I need your feedback constantly, ladies and gentlemen. If there is anything that you think we're pushing too hard or anything that you'd like to see more of, our door's always open. This is a community and we want to try and get a group perspective on things. So I do apologise if anybody felt over the past few days anything like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I always just try and do the right thing for the channel. And sometimes I'm just proud as well. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just proud of where we've gotten to. That companies reach out and want to do stuff with us. I mean, it's great from our perspective. A couple of fans from Ireland just started up a YouTube channel. So I never expected to get stuff sent to us or companies to want to work with us. Never. You know what I'm saying? So again, apologies, but we'll push on. You're sorry about last night, said Robbie Howie. Mate, honestly, I don't remember. Whatever it was, Robbie, just put it to the back of your mind, mate. I don't remember what it was. When these streams are over, Robbie, all hard feelings are done, mate. I don't keep grudges, so whatever it was, mate, don't worry about it. It's all good. Man City have been linked with Koulibaly, which is a transfer that makes sense after company's departure. Yes, but I thought it was Maguire that they were going to get by the looks of it, but Koulibaly does make sense as well. Who's my favourite Liverpool player? It's Bobby Firmino, Blakely. Bobby Firmino. Of all time, Robbie Fowler, but Bobby Firmino at the minute. How about trivia questions for free game tickets? Just a thought. Mate, I can't get to a fucking game. Do you know what I mean, Mark? I can't get tickets to a game. I'm hardly going to start giving away tickets that I can't get anyway. I wish we were in that position, mate. I'd love to. Have City got Maguire then? No, I don't think so. I'd seen Maguire and that kid from Atletico Madrid, what's his name? Rodri. They were the two that I'd seen Manchester City were just about to pull the trigger on. It's like an AA meeting, so addicted to this channel, said Sarabia. Thank you. That's exactly what I want to hear. I love that people enjoy it. Loved your reaction to the Salah and Origi goal in the final. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it was a similar reaction to other people's around the world, mate. It was amazing. I'll never forget that night, ever. It was beautiful to be able to have that night with Dave, with Connor and with Brian and just to celebrate the win. Can I not get sponsorship? Yes, Peter. We've turned down offers of sponsorship, mate, because we don't feel they're the right fit and we don't feel that that it's the right thing for the channel. We've turned down a fucking, sorry to curse, but we've turned down a fair whack of money, mate, over the past few months. Particularly during the Champions League run, we were offered a lot of money to do certain things, and we turned it down because we didn't feel it was right for our subscribers, and we didn't feel it was the direction we wanted to go. We want to think long term and not short term, so we ideally want to partner up with companies that we can grow together with. I've got 2 or 3 companies in my mind that are dream sponsors for the channel, dream but realistic, and I'm kind of hoping one of those come knocking someday. No need to apologise, mate. Appreciate all the content you do for us as free. Thank you. Thank you. That does mean a lot. Any luck with True Geordie? Nah, nothing. No love from the big man, but we'll get to a point where he comes knocking and he'll say, do you know what? This lad's not bad. That channel's not bad. Let's come on. And maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Do you know what I mean? We're a small channel still. If I got a chair like that, I'd be shouting about it to everybody as well. Don't listen to the haters. And it's not so much that it was hate, Bernadette. It was a genuine comment, and I don't deal with trolls very well. They can kiss my ass. But if somebody has a genuine thing that they're not happy with on the channel, I'm happy to address it, because if somebody's a genuine gripe, you know, it's a fair question. And none of us, I'm open to criticism. I'm open to critiquing like everybody else. What else we got? Do you consider Fernando Torres a legend? No, not at all, Lim. Not to me. I loved his time here, and he was very, very good, but not a legend to me. No. You need a sponsor, Craig. So by any means necessary. As I said, we've turned down sponsors, Peter. We've had people throw decent sums of cash at us, and we just haven't felt they're a good fit. Sign your viewing power, mate, when companies approach you, so be proud of it and keep it up. Thank you. Again, I'm so glad that you guys feel this way, because last night I spent a couple of hours thinking about that comment, and I just don't want to disappoint. You know what I mean? I don't want people to get pissed off and head off. We are a football channel, do you know what I mean? We're here to talk about the Reds. We've signed 0 players while Real Madrid are playing FIFA career mode and have signed 6 players. Okay. Yeah, but Real Madrid have a lot to do, mate, to play catch up. For us, it's just about getting in those 2 or 3 quality additions. But yeah, look, let Madrid go and play career mode. They're going to have to answer to FFP as well at one point, and they're going to have to move players on, because like Gareth Bale's on something like 500 or 600 grand a week. Great show, Craig. Keep up the good work. It's a pity there's no news in the transfer market. Yeah, it really is, because I'd love to be on here talking about transfer rumours with you guys. Let me just check my notes as well in case there's a few. Oh, I've got some more stuff actually. So apparently Liverpool hold a long-running interest in Mainz player Jean-Philippe, is it Gbamin or Gbamin? According to his agent, he's a player whose best position is yet to be defined, and this is what the article said. But most likely he'll settle into a career as a centre-back, maybe somebody to look at a later date. So his agent was speaking and saying that Klopp has been monitoring him for a couple of years now. So again, do keep an eye on this kid. So Jean-Philippe is a Gbamin, I think maybe his name is, from Mainz. Just another name for us to maybe keep an eye on. Craig wants to be sponsored by Diet Chav. That's the dream. It's one of them, but it's not a realistic one. I never thought, Coke would come on and sponsor us realistically. I do have 2 or 3 companies that I'd like to work with. Every Liverpool fan I bump into here in Bermuda, I tell them about your channel. Thank you so much, Mark Anthony. I love that, mate. I love the thoughts of people in Bermuda watching as well. That's cool. Keita started to improve rapidly at the end of the season, said Peter van der Schans. Yes, and he started scoring a couple of goals, mate, as well. I love Naby Keita. I got him on the back of the purple shirt last year, and really high hopes for him, and I think we're going to see even more from him next season as he really settles into life in the Premier League. Bobby just did his no-look goal. I seen that. God, you gotta love Bobby. I don't know, Eden Wolf, mate. I honestly have no idea who Liverpool are going to sign. Every time I think somebody might happen, it goes quiet and it goes dull, and that could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. What I will say to people who are a little bit worried about our lack of transfer activity is there is the AFCON on, there's the Copa America on, there's the Under-21 European Championship on. Our staff, a lot of them are on holidays as well, so I would expect stuff to happen over the coming couple of weeks. Where was somebody said something about Jimmy Pearce there? Craig, time for you to take over from James Pearce at the Echo. What do you reckon? I'd love to do it, mate, but my grammar is shocking. Do you know what I mean? And James Pearce is an excellent journalist. I mean, excellent. And I love that job. I think any Liverpool fan would love to work for the Echo and get all that access. And whatever James Pearce goes on to do, I wish him the best, because he's a lovely fella, and it looks like he will be covering Liverpool anyway, which is class. Would you promote Adam Lewis as backup left back? Yes. That seems to be that's what I think will happen, mate. But does that mean we don't go and cover a full back? Because we could probably do with somebody who could cover on both sides. I know we can put Gomez at right back, but it's not his natural position really these days. He's coming through as a centre back, so I think I would like to see us get somebody that can cover a full back. Torres volley against Blackburn. Look, Torres, when he was here, was quality and did some amazing stuff, but he also left. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not sentimental, so I don't really give a shit that he's retired, to be honest. Well said, Craig. I hope Liverpool signed Fekir for me. Oh, I'd fucking love Fekir. I'm not going to lie. If we signed Fekir, I'd be ordering the shirt the same day. That's a transfer that I really want to happen. Just from his perspective as well. I can only imagine what it would feel like having worn the shirt, did the interview, gone through the entire process, only for it to go tits up at the last minute. Craig's holding out for a call from John W. Henry. Do you know what? I honestly said this before. I have no interest in that type of thing. I have no interest in this channel getting interviews with players or anything like that, because there's people much better placed than us to do that. The Anfield Rap Red Men, they do a great job doing that type of stuff. I only have an interest in what you guys have to say. I want to talk to fans. That's it. The people, there's professional journals out there that do all the good stuff. They get all the big interviews and could do it better than I ever could. I want to interact with fans, and that's what this channel was born out of. What else we got? Take out Real Madrid, Dortmund. Nobody's really done anything, said Aiden. Ruman said Alex McCarthy, Ryan Sessegnon, Nabil, Fekir, Nicolas, Pepe, Timo, Werner. I don't know if they're players you want to come in, mate, or people that you'd seen linked. Nobody making moves in the market yet. Too early to worry. We'll get the right player, said Embro. Yes, I'm calm, really calm about our transfer business. What else we got? Oh, what this stuff about July 1st and the market opening? That's nonsense, mate. Like, you're saying Jurgen wants to buy from Germany, market opens July 1st. The transfer market opened on May the 16th at midnight. And if you think that it's not open in Germany, well, just look at the fact that the Julian Brandt and Thorgan Hazard deals were done from into Borussia Dortmund, I should say. So if we wanted to buy from Germany, we wouldn't be waiting until the 1st of July. We could get those deals. Liverpool sold us an injured Torres, Chelsea, John. Yeah, but no, you bought him. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, no give backs, mate. Torres and Owen both traders. How could Owen wear a United shirt? Yeah. He did speak quite openly on that, actually, on BT one time, Michael Owen. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that. This is why Klopp is such a good manager. He sees young talent, then monitors their career and goes back in and signs them. It's like a homecoming. Great channel, Craig. Twice daily, dude. Thank you, mate. That's so nice. Honestly, I don't know what to say when people have nice things to say, because I genuinely don't understand why anybody watches. I know that's not what I should be saying as somebody that runs a YouTube channel, but Night after night, I don't know why people come in, but I'm grateful that they do. Would you take Van der Beek or Ziyech? Both, mate. I think both would be decent. Ziyech at 30 million, I think, is worth a roll of the dice for anybody. Van der Beek is somebody who, yes, that makes a lot of sense to me because he has a great engine, box-to-box midfielder, and as I said last night, could be a replacement long-term for Jordan Henderson and James Milner. So that link makes lots of sense to me. If there is anybody watching, guys, that hasn't subscribed yet, please do take a moment if you're enjoying the stream and hit that subscribe button and give us an L thumbs up as well. Thank you very much. Right, so there's one thing I've been hanging off to talk about, and I'm going to go into it now. Liverpool now have the second most valuable squad in the world according to Transfermarkt. Manchester City topped the list of the world's most valuable squad at £1.05 billion. Liverpool are in second place, not too far behind, with the squad being valued now in the current form at £1 billion. That is ridiculous, isn't it? Liverpool squad being valued at £1 billion in today's transfer market. Third on the list are Barcelona with a value of £958 million for their squad. Fourth, surprisingly, are Chelsea with a value of £862 million. Now, I'm not sure if this was before or after Eden Hazard left. I don't know, so I would imagine it's before though. Atletico Madrid, fifth on the list with a squad value of £840 million. Paris Saint-Germain came in at number 6 with a value of £830 million. Spurs at number 7 with a value of £793 million. And in 8th place on the list were Real Madrid with a squad value, again I would imagine this is before their spending spree, of £784 million. But how crazy is it to think our squad's valued at £1 billion? A fucking £1 billion. That is some investment, isn't it? That is some appreciation of assets from the club. Like, that is class. VVD is my dad, said Adam Doherty. Well, tell your dad we want signed shirts, mate. You've got a lovely chilled out vibe up the Reds. Jesus, that's... One thing I would never have said about me is that I was chilled out, particularly when it comes time to watching games. But on here, yeah, definitely. But anybody who watches the channel for a long time will know that when there's a watch along of matches, I can lose my fucking mind at times on here and really embarrass myself. But I don't give a shit about embarrassing myself because I'm passionate about the Reds, and I know all of you guys watching at home probably go through the same type of stuff. You're my favourite YouTuber at the moment. I really enjoy the streams and the chats. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Willow said, Robbo has been one of the best left backs we've bought in the last 20 or 30 years. We've had decent players, but Robbo has been quality. Just to think, I keep going back to this, Wendy, but he was a swap for Kevin Stewart. Not technically, but we sold Kevin Stewart at the same time to Hull for roughly the same amount of money, and then we go and buy Andy Robertson. And now look. And again, Trent came through the system at Liverpool. Our two fullbacks cost us a total of £8.5 million. Atletico must be high on that list based on the player buyout clauses. That's not how the value is done, going ads, mate. The value has been done of their actual estimated market value, not the buyout clauses. Just by what they're valued in today's market on Transfermarkt.co.uk, I should say. I subscribed. You're an insane YouTuber. I love you. Origi's a beast. Firstly, thank you for subscribing. Oski. Is it Oski? Yes, Oski. And Origi is a beast. You're damn right he is. And what important goals he scored for the Reds this season. Saturday nights and I like the way you move. Divock Origi. I don't give a fuck how cringe people think that is. It is Saturday night and Origi deserves an out shout out because those goals this season, those big goals for the Reds. And I know you're all in your head now going la da 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 dee 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 da dee da da da. Admit it, you fuckers. Chelsea have 300 players on loan, said Craig Challoner. Yeah, they could basically have their own mini transfer window, even though they're banned with all the players they have out on loan. Robertson or Trent, pick one. Trent, because he's Scouse, but I love Robbo. But I'll have Trent, please. But I don't want to have to pick because they're both heirs and they're both great. See what player from Glasgow Celtic you take right now. Honestly, hand on heart, John, I don't watch Celtic. I don't watch Scottish football, so I'm really not the right person to give an opinion on who I take from Celtic. Of players who have been linked, Forrest maybe is probably the one player I've seen linked to Liverpool realistically. Tierney looks like he's on his way to Arsenal. But yeah, I don't watch it, John, so I'm probably not the right person to give an opinion. Happy Eggs is in. How are you, sir? Cape Town Muslim, C. Craig, gone soft. People calling you chilled out now. I've nobody to get angry at, though. Do you know what I mean? Why would I want to? I mean, maybe I'm just settling into this. Maybe I feel like I can be a bit more open and be myself now, and I don't have to be cranky all the time. What else we got? And when the Reds are winning fucking European Cups as well, it makes it easier to be a bit more chilled out when you're after going and winning number 6. Did I mention 6? Because 6 is a very relevant number to this conversation. It was 3 weeks ago today that number 6 came about. Number 6. I mean, let's talk about 6. 6. If you were to give me a number between 5 and 7, what would it be? I'm thinking 6 personally. That many? 6. Anybody else out there have 6? Did we come to a conclusion that 6 is a beautiful number? What happened to my head? I was in the bathroom, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago now, and I was picking up an empty toilet roll containing a little piece of cardboard from the middle of it, and me being as stupid as I am, wasn't paying attention to where I was, and I lifted my head up and I cracked it off the corner of the bathroom cabinet. Yeah, it was my own fault. My own stupidity, wasn't aware of my surroundings. Why isn't there a statue of Origi yet? They're probably still trying to get enough extra metal or clay for his appendage, shall we say, because, do you know what I mean? Divock Origi, he's a big man. Who should our front 3 be during pre-season considering the usual 3 is out? Ryan Brewster, 100% want him to get game time. I mean, give the kids a chance, do you know what I mean? Give Bobby Duncan some minutes, give Galaxel some minutes, give Divock some minutes as well, of course. Maybe give Lallana some time in the front 3 to get his fitness back as well. Yeah, there is options there. And it's pre-season. It's just about getting minutes into the legs and giving the kids an opportunity as well. Remember Ricky Lambert? Oh, I love that he got to play for Liverpool as a Liverpool fan. I liked that, but he just wasn't good enough. What do you think about Barnes from Leicester? He looked good. Leicester have some really good young players on their books, mate. Speaking to Anthony about this before, if they can keep their squad together, look, it looks like they'll lose Slabhead, but if they can get a decent defender in to replace him, keep their squad together with a few more additions, I think Leicester could break that top 6 this season. Did I say 6? I did say 6, Aiden. I absolutely did say 6. Klopp is on vacation equals quiet transfers, said Mark Anthony Vieira. Oh, I love that, Yassar. Nice one. Went out of your way to put the 5 and the 1 in, mate. I like that. Well in. We've twice the number of European Cups as United. Yep, we do. 6. It's a beautiful number. It's not quite 7, but it is 6. Man City are like the older brother with all the shiny toys that doesn't appreciate their toys as well, Adam. You know, he's ungrateful little shit. That type of young brother. How am I, Jason O'Neill? I'm very good, thank you, sir. I hope you're well, and I hope life's treating you well and you're enjoying the good weather. Well, I presume you're in Ireland or the UK, mate, and the weather looks decent where I am, so in my head that means the weather's good everywhere. Thanks, I was under the impression that he played at left back. If we're talking about Firpo, he has done a little bit, Malcolm, but as a whole, or in the main, he's a little bit more attack minded. Origi for the Ballon d'Or, not quite, yeah, but for us, in our heads, he deserves something, doesn't he? He deserves a contract at the very least. And it seems like no matter what happens here, Divock Origi's 1 year left on his deal. Even if he won't sign the new deal, the word coming out of the British-based journalists is that he's not going anywhere. He's going to see out the season at Liverpool. I look forward to this every night. Thank you, Jason. So do I. Genuinely, I do. I really look forward to coming on here to chat with everybody. But no stream tomorrow night. Just remember, just taking a break tomorrow. Just trying to get some rest. Imagine if we reach another Champions League final. Will you dance naked? Probably. Do you know what I mean? Probably. I've got the boobs out. There's not much left. And I mean that in a... Well, no, I'm not going there. Let me just move on before I get myself in a whole load of trouble. Can anybody name 3 Irish strikers that played for Liverpool? Well, Aldridge, if we can call him Irish. Aldridge. Who else we got that played as a striker? Staunton was more of a left-sided winger. Robbie Keane. Who's the third one now? Oh, I need a third one. I need your help here. Aldo, Keno. Who else we had Irish as a striker? I don't want dead air here, so I'm going to keep talking as I think. Going back further. Partridge, Richie Partridge he was in midfielder, wasn't he? Joe, you've got me on this one, mate. I can't think of the third one. Can't think of it. Ray Houghton, was he a striker? Are we calling him a striker? Dembele is coming, said Oren Brown. I hope so, mate. I honestly, I'd like Dembele. If you can put his attitude aside, if Jurgen Klopp's happy with him to come, I'd be sound about Ousmane Dembele at Liverpool. I'm not even going to lie. Houghton wasn't the striker, said Van der Schaans. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. No, Rush is Welsh. Mark Anthony Vieira. Rushy's Welsh. Yeah, I can't think. Honestly, you've got me on that one. If there is a third one, maybe you're mistaken on this, but no, I can't think of a third one. What do I think of Lucas Torreira? He's a very good footballer and Arsenal need to keep hold of him. I know they've been linked to, was it AC Milan or somebody? But I don't see Arsenal selling him. I think they'd be mad to sell him. He's a fan favourite as well at the Emirates. Have I seen about Mbappe? In which sense? Is it CAFA 5? In which sense, mate? I'd seen the stuff about him with LeBron James. I'd seen the stuff about him talking about using FIFA or using Liverpool in FIFA, but if there's something new, mate, then I've missed that. Who do you think we need to sign? 2 forwards and a left back, or a backup left back, or a backup utility full back. Even though I said I would let Adam Lewis come through, and I do want to see him come through, I still think we need somebody there just to provide cover at full back. And 2 attacking players, maybe 2 wide forwards, or an attacking midfielder and a wide forward. But if it was down to me, yeah, two attacking players and a defensive player. Then if Mignolet moves on, you need a keeper and stuff like that. What is this? What do you think about Mbappe? I think or who's this one? I don't know. Who's Bapipe? I don't know if that was meant to be Mbappe, mate. Steve Highway was a winger. He played down the wing as the song goes. Who do I think we should sign? I've gone through that a couple of times, mate. I don't want to bore people, but you know what? I'd rather know who you guys want to sign. I mean, let me know who you'd like to sign this window. Houghton wasn't the striker, mate. I was just messing around with the 6 show. He answered on the other night, so I'm cool with it. Sorry, I don't know what that was. I missed that as well. Imagine the prize for Steve Highway these days. I know, he was class. A little bit before my time, but I have seen the footage of him. I'm very important actually at the club as well, in the role of the youth players. 3 players I would take from Arsenal. I couldn't give you 3 players I'd take from Arsenal, to be honest. Aubameyang, Lacazette. After that, I'm struggling. And even at that, they're good players and all, but Aubameyang is 30 now, so Aubameyang and Lacazette is probably the only answer I can give you. Yeah, what about the Scottish wonder kid at PSG? Oh, he's is it Weah, that guy? Henrik Larsson. I'd love to see us sign Neves. Got good potential. Yeah, the thing about Ruben Neves that I've always said is that if Liverpool sign Neves, it would signal the end of Marco Grujic, and it looks like Grujic is going back out on loan this season. Would I take Ruben Neves? Of course I would. He's a very talented footballer, and he does have history as well with Pep Linders, who coached them for 6 or 7 years during his time. He was coming through with Porto. Van der Beek would be a good signing, said Mark Hendley. Yes, I'd take Van der Beek. I really would. The more I think about that signing, the more it would make sense. I don't know how many players Ajax will let go this summer, though. They're going to want to try and keep that together as well. My wife said, sorry if everybody can hear her noisy sneezing. Herself and my daughter both have a bit of a, what would you call it, fucking hay fever at the minute, and they've been sneezing all day. What about Torreira? I wouldn't take him at Liverpool. He's a good player, but we don't need him. It's not that I think he's shit. I just don't think we need him. I wouldn't say... Actually, even saying the word shit with Torreira is very unfair. He's a good player, but we have Fabinho, so we don't need him. Iwara would be good, said Luke Whitehead. Steve Highway is my all-time favourite Liverpool player. Amazing on and off the field, said John Whelan. Thiago Jota, if Firmino leaves, or Werner. Nah, not for me. I don't think Jota's good enough to come in. Although I can get where you're coming from, because his work ethic is sensational. So I get where you're coming from when you're linking him to a Fabinho type thing. Werner, I'd love. Cubehead, I'd absolutely love Timo Werner, and he's got 1 year left on his Leipzig deal. Very strongly linked to Juventus, the Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have said that they're happy to monitor the situation and get him on a free next year. Leipzig want him to sign a new deal that has a €50 million buyout clause. But if you're Timo Werner, why on earth would you do that when you know you can leave for free next year or get a move for a decent amount this summer? There was rumours today that we're looking at Lanzini from West Ham. We looked at him, Paul, very strongly, very, very strongly before he picked up that ACL that ruled him out of the last World Cup. And I actually mentioned this on a stream the other night. I said, has anybody seen any new rumours to Manuel Lanzini? Because he definitely was linked to us last year. I wonder if this is just lazy journalism, pulling up the same name again, or if he has genuinely been linked. Now, we did come back towards the latter half of the season at West Ham, but I didn't really see too much of him, to be honest. Can you replay your celebrations when we won the Champions League? They're still up, mate. You know what I mean? They're still there. The video's still up. You can go and watch them at your own leisure. I hope everybody got a chance to listen to the podcast, by the way. And if you didn't, and we're not on tomorrow, a good chance for you to maybe go back and have a listen. It went out yesterday, and has myself, Cash, and Tom talking about transfers, talking about some new rule changes, and talking about if we believe that the Club World Championship and the Super Cup and all that will have an impact on our season, as well as the Copa America and things like that. So if you get a chance, it's about 45 minutes long or so, and it went up yesterday. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on the pod, because that's something we're going to continue to do throughout the season. I'm not going to say it's going to be every week, but we're going to do some podcasts as well, because it's important to give out other people's perspectives on stuff and not just listen to me rabbiting on. What legend in their prime would you take back in this current squad? I love these questions, Sean. I love these type of things. I probably, at this moment in time, with what we need, dropping Stevie G in behind that front three, mate, would be porn, footballing porn. So yeah, for me, Stevie G. Imagine prime Stevie G now, just slipping balls through to Salah, Mane, and Firmino. It would be class, wouldn't it? But of course, Kenny as well. Yeah, it has to be Stevie G for me though. Goldbridge reckons Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a better defender than Trent. No, he doesn't. I've literally seen a post from Mark Goldbridge on Twitter say, can we stop the comparisons between Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Trent Alexander-Arnold? One of them has won the Champions League, played in another Champions League final. So he doesn't, mate. And if he has come out and said that since, then he's contradicted himself, which I don't know if he has or hasn't, so it's not really fair for me to say. All I can do is comment on the post that I seen from him, and the post clearly said that they're not comparable. Trent's a better player. Lanzini's a really good footballer. Yes, as I said, we thought of him. We really, really were strongly linked to him before he picked up that very serious injury. Would I take Coutinho back for okay money? You would, said XS Clans. Whatever Klopp wants, mate. Whatever Klopp wants is the most important thing for me. I wouldn't be arsed either way, but if Klopp wants him and the money's reasonable, then yeah, whatever Klopp wants. Goldridge said Mourinho was the best manager in the world when they got him. I don't remember. I wasn't watching around that time. And I hate Mourinho as well, so the less I say about Mourinho. And I like Mark, and you're never going to get me again to talk badly about Mark, because I like Mark. He's a good guy. It's just a shame that he follows United. Like, there is that, but you forgive him for that. Listen to the podcast yesterday. It was absolutely brilliant. Fair play, said Paul. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that, mate. I love doing them. It's where my history was. Grado Boy said Bateson. Mate, Bateson wishes he was me. Do you know what I mean? Bateson has about as much personality as my left testicle. And just throw out the fat ball shout, mate. Let's just cut out the fucking middleman here. But, yeah. I mean, Bateson is Bateson, whatever. I know who he is because other people have told me about him, but you're very unfucking original, and I imagine very unintelligent as well, mate, if that's the best you can come up with. But look, I'm not going to be angry tonight. I'm not going to give you your big angry moment that you're probably hoping for. And the mods need to get their finger out of their ass, by the way, because yet again, this dude, Grady Boy, or whatever his fucking name is, yeah, sorry, mate, you're gone now. Bates and say bye-bye. DT or Man United, fucking both cunts, to be honest with you. Yeah, couldn't give a shit about DT or Manchester United, to be honest. Saw the podcast, good stuff, keep it up. Keno and Aldo are the only Liverpool strikers. Yeah, I couldn't think of any other one, Killian. I was doing my head in, mate, trying to figure out who it might be. I think he might have meant Houghton, perhaps, but yeah, there isn't anyone I could think of either, Killian. Whelan was a midfielder, mate. What a midfielder, by the way. His goal for Ireland against the USSR, Google that if you haven't seen it. It is one of the best scissors kicks you're ever going to see. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is defensive, but Trent's levels above him offensively. Look, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a very good footballer. I'm not belittling Aaron Wan-Bissaka in any way, shape or form, but you know, Trent is ahead of him. At least Alisson had some great saves. Bobby got a goal. Little dazzler. Yes, 5-0 as well for Brazil. Good win for them tonight. We need an ex-Jamaican player. What's the kid's name that's at Leverkusen again? Who's the kid that's at Leverkusen? The Jamaican guy. Really, really fast kid. Oh God, how can I forget his name? You know me at this point, guys. I forget people's names all the time. Yeah, Bailey. That's him. Bailey. There's your Jamaican. Let's go get him just so we can have another Jamaican. But look, to be fair, he is good. How are you doing today, Craig, mate? Can't believe you turned 20 tomorrow. Well, firstly, congratulations on your birthday. 20 is big boy numbers, isn't it, really? Happy birthday to you. Craig, you don't have to say, but may I ask, why do I hate DT? Because he's a bully. That's why. He's a gobby bully. He's on there calling kids nonsense and talking about how he makes more money than their parents and stuff like that. I just don't like him. I just don't see any endearing factors about him whatsoever. It's just my opinion. I don't know him. I've never met the man. I hope I never fucking have to meet him. I just don't like him. Be very, very honest. Sometimes you look at people and people, look, I'm a gobby fucker at times. I say stuff, but I genuinely believe under it all that I've given out more positivity than negativity. But him, every time I see him, he's just been a gobby, arrogant, mouthy arsehole. And I just don't see anything endearing about him at all. Yeah, this is my opinion on him. And everybody, of course, has their own opinion on other people. Joanne, I hope you feel better soon, my friend. I hope your headache or whatever the issue is goes away. Nothing worse than a headache. It's really, yeah, it can be tough. Migraines are shitty as well. Wijnaldum or Fabinho, different positions. So one of them is a defensive midfielder, one of them is an 8 or a 10. But I love them both, so I'm not picking. We should sign Bodie and Doyle. That's gone over my head, mate. Sorry. Did you hear about Adebayor linked with Sheffield United and a few Premier League teams? Is he still even playing football? Is he not retired at this point? Would you take Coutinho back? Spoke about it a few times tonight, mate. Whatever Kloppo wants. Not ideally for me, Niall. It would be somebody who I'd, be thinking I wish we got him back. But as football fans, we're kind of fickle, really, aren't we? And as much as I could sit here and say no now, if Coutinho came back in and start putting in stellar performances, we'd probably all forgive him rather quickly. Was impressed with Coleman last season. Kingsley Coleman's a very good footballer. Yeah, I agree with you. He is excellent. Do I like Mark Goldbridge? Yes. Goldbridge is sound. I was chatting to him a little bit yesterday on DM on Twitter as well, and we plan on doing a few bits together this season as well when Liverpool are playing United. So yeah, Goldbridge has been very good to me. I didn't like him at first. As I said, I openly thought he was an arsehole. But then his attitude seemed to change. I don't mean towards me. I mean, he just seemed to calm down a little bit, and he seemed to be a bit more fun, and he seemed to stop being so anti other people or other teams' fans. And when that side of Mark started to come out, I think people started warming to him, and you got to see the real Mark Goldbridge. And he's a very, very nice man and deserves all the success that he has. He works his ass off. I think I work hard, and I do, but I don't know where that man gets the fucking hours in the day from at times. Spot on summing him up. To be honest, he's a mug. I think I know we were talking about Mr. Double initials there. Is that the cop talk guy? No. If we're talking about Mr. Double initials, he's on AFTV. Unpopular opinion, but I think George Weah's goal against Verona was better than Maradona's against England. I don't remember his goal against Verona, mate. Maradona's against England was class, though. I mean, not the hand of God, the other goal. Oh, Bodie and Doyle are the professionals. I never watched that show. I never watched it. Why did somebody delete Wizzy Rabbit's comment? He said, I'm happy the Klopp said we're definitely spending every season we must strengthen. That's a very, very valid and fair point. And I'm sorry, Wizzy Rabbit, that your message was deleted. There was no reason for that to be deleted. Judging by the thumbnail, you should partner him. Again, why delete that? Arvin Judge said, judging by the thumbnail, you should partner him. Okay, I don't understand what's going on here. People are getting trigger happy. Mark is misunderstood at times. He's just different. He's Mark. He is what he is. I mean, he's great. Do you rate Suso? I don't want him back at Liverpool, but he has gone on at AC Milan and proven that he's a talented enough footballer. I just don't know if he's right for the Premier League. I always had a thought in my head that he might come back at Spurs, can play for Spurs at some point. No, it was the next message that was deleted. Well, it was both, because I clicked on both of them and read both deleted messages, Willow. Have you seen how good Aspas has become? Yeah, sometimes it's just a specific team or specific league in a specific moment in somebody's career, and since he's gone back to Celta Vigo, he's been scoring goals. Yeah, and it just didn't work out for him at Liverpool. Right, what else have we got? Some mods need to chill. I'm going to be removing some more mods, mate. Don't worry about it. Myself and Brian are keeping an eye on all of this because we're trying to make it so there's a good balance on the channel. People need to have a freedom to say stuff. But sometimes people are a little bit too trigger happy. But it's very difficult because what I might find offensive, you mightn't find offensive, or what somebody else finds offensive, somebody else won't find offensive. So it's tough to get that balance. Would love to get Kante, rate him really highly, said Peter. Actually, Peter, on that, there you go. Gary Richards said, just back from a night out, Craig. Who's been signed? Nobody, mate. Is fucking quiet. Quiet, Gary. Kante would fit nicely with Klopp's system. Kante is sensational in every sense. As a man, as a footballer. Yeah, N'Golo Kante is absolutely quality. Steph, how are you, sir? Welcome in. And a few people saying happy birthday to Jersey Boy as well, which is lovely to see. Do we think Mane is going to lift the Nations Cup next month? I don't know. He's got a good chance. Senegal are a decent side. Who do you think will get better as Glatzel or Duncan? Glatzel for me. I know people. Bobby Duncan's the one that's getting spoken about a lot, and Bobby Duncan is scoring great amount of goals, as is Glatzel. But watching the two of them, for me, Paul Glatzel seems like the more natural finisher. For me, Glatzel, but you mean it's difficult to say because somebody could make an absolute fantastic leap over the next 18 months and take his chance when it gets given to him. But two very good young footballers. Great show, big man. Love the channel up Galway. Thank you, Dave. Really appreciate that. And I'm trying so much not to be big man anymore. I've been on a diet for the past... by the way, I'm not saying you're having a go, Dave. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I've been on a diet for the past month or so now, and I've lost 12 pounds so far. But a long way to go. Just trying to get a little bit trimmer before the holidays next month. Just saying, I'm always here for a mod. I know, but we're alright for mods. Thanks, mate. We're trying to... Yeah, I mean, people who get mods taken away from them as well, don't ever feel like it's done because we dislike a person. That's not it at all. We're just trying to get a good balance in the chat of... And sometimes taking a mod away from people is just taking stress away from them as well, and just allowing them to sit back and relax and enjoy the streams without feeling like they've got to do some work and stuff. So if it does ever happen, it's not that we think anybody's better or worse than anybody else. Jesus, no. We're very appreciative of everybody that comes in. Far Isles in, how are you, Bud? I was going to say Dave, and then I was going to say Buddy, and then it ended up a Bub. I don't know how the fuck it ended up there, but how are you, Dave? Bum bum bum. Origi must get more playing time next season, said Oren Brown. I think he probably will, mate, because of the amount of games we have as well. But yeah, he deserves a chance, and he's taken them this season when he's been given them. Terry from that other channel valued Trent at only 50 million. Is that the Football Terrace guy, is it? Sorry, I don't know. I've never watched it. But look, again, it's very difficult for me to belittle somebody who I've never met or watched or know anything about. But valuing Trent to 50 million is fucking ridiculous in anybody's mindset. Trent Alexander-Arnold is worth about 70 to 80 million probably now, maybe even a little bit more. 70, I'd say 70 is fair, because you have to take into account his age as well. Fuck off with your 50 million is my answer to that. Not a Hugh Neal again, but nah, ridiculous. Why did you delete Sean Easton's comment that said hee I'm so fat? He's talking about himself, or maybe he's talking about me, but either way he's not going, Craig, you're a fat cunt. You know what I mean? Relax. Peter Van der Shan said, only visited Ireland once, a place called Drogheda. Probably spelling that wrong. You left out a H. You're close. I mean, you're better than I would be at naming anywhere in Holland or Germany or in Europe. But yeah, Drogheda is kind of maybe about 50 miles north of Dublin, around that neck of the woods on the way to Northern Ireland, Peter. Good place, Drogheda. They have a very distinctive accent. Well, Drogheda was where Mosney was, actually, for any Irish people who remember Mosney. Thank you, Bernadette. I'm really proud of myself as well. I mean, I shouldn't have let myself put the weight back on. So what I mean, I got from 21 stone nearly down to 12.5 stone at one point, and now I'm back up into the 15s, but still need to lose more. But thank you. I'm very good, thank you. Your dad, how are you? Putting my new Liverpool shorts on, kicking back, watching the stream, and jumping on the Xbox. Nice. Relax, Harry. Have some fun. Saturday night, pal. Why not? Hey, Craig, have you seen what the front runners for Pepe? What I've seen is that we're not even interested in Pepe. That's what the Echo have come out and said. Even though Bayern have dropped their interest in Pepe, the Reds hold no interest in the player. So, again, Ryan, mate, it's tough to know what to believe out there these days with Liverpool transfers. Am I ever hungry after the streams? Yes. I haven't eaten yet today. I only eat after the streams. So I eat once a day and I eat 800 calories. And I will eat after the stream. But don't remember, I don't get up until about 1 o'clock because I keep weird hours. Terry has literally said United have signed every player in Europe. I gather he's a United fan, is he? I don't know, I've never watched that channel. Copa America talk, please, as there's fuck all, even though it's been quiet in the transfer market. Sinclair, 5-0 for Brazil. Who's favourites for the Copa America, actually? There's a good show. And will Argentina get their asses out of the group stage? We've got about 10 minutes left maybe tonight. So who's everyone's favourite for the Copa America? Are we going with the obvious Brazil, or do you think there might be a shock? Your grandson is 4 today, Brian. Happy birthday to him. That's such a lovely age. And time goes by so quickly, mate, with kids. But happy birthday to the young man. I hope he's a little red as well. If he's not, then Grandad needs to get that sorted out very quickly. Still time to brainwash him, Brian. I've been working hard on my young lad for 7 years now. How would you feel if we were to sign Everton? Yeah, I thought the same thing, Matt, earlier on. I was watching, he scored for Brazil tonight. Seems like a talent, I've got to be honest, but imagine going into the club store and getting Everton on the back of a Liverpool shirt. It would just feel, it would be so fucking strange, wouldn't it? So strange, but he does seem like a good player. Trent's valued at 180 million in my book, said Brett. What else we got? Obscenities in Spanish? Did somebody write there? Did I read that right? Sugar, I missed some comments. Where's Trent's assists are valued at 90 million alone, said yes, sir. I'm sure I've seen something there. Trent is priceless to us Reds, that's all that counts. Obscenities and spam. Sorry, I thought somebody said obscenities in Spanish. Terry in the Terrace channel talk a load of bollocks. Also, Terry is so unlikable and he's anti-Liverpool. I subscribed ages ago. And I can't speak about a channel I haven't watched, so I'll let you guys chat about that. I don't, I'd be unfair of me. But what I will say is a lot of people seem to dislike the channel but are still subscribed. That doesn't compute to my head. I'm weird like that. I mean, even on Twitter, some people mute people. I just block people. If I don't want to see somebody, I'll block them, and I want them to fucking know I don't want to hear or see anything that they have to say. Trent's worth about 90 million. He's not far from Ligt and Paul Greaves. He's further ahead in his development than Ligt. Yeah, defo. Imagine signing Go On Everton or singing Go On Everton. Yeah, it'd be weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, the Merry Christmas Everton song would be very strange as well. What's that in pounds? What's what in pounds? You've lost me there, Mark Anthony. I want to ask if we've signed anybody yet. No, or unfortunately not yet. I think Mbappe would take a pay cut to join us. He's already earned millions but doesn't need money. The only thing about that Mbappe thing that I keep trying to put together in my head, and I can't let it go. I know I should, and I know it's sensible, and I know it's very, very unlikely he'll ever sign for Liverpool, but he said he wants to win the Champions League because that's how we could win the Ballon d'Or. Well, we've been back-to-back finalists. We are, as nobody can argue, we are the best club in Europe. Say what you want, we're the fucking European champions, therefore we're the best club in Europe. In my head, and I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm biased, and that's the way I'm having that. So, from that point of view, we're right at the top of the football pyramid at this moment in time with regards to the quality of our squad and the way we play. Then it comes about finances, and let's jump ahead a little bit and look at the new kit manufacturer deal. And let's say, for argument's sake, that Nike are going to make the new kits. I want Adidas or New Balance, but let's just say Nike. Then you start thinking, well, would Nike try and help out a little bit here? Would Nike try and grease the wheels to get Kylian Mbappe in a Liverpool shirt? If you let your mind wander a little bit, you can kind of talk yourself into these things. And by God, I've let my mind wander at times. How do I feel about us re-signing Coutinho? God, this must be the most asked question on our streams. I'm sound about it, mate, if it's what Klopp wants, but it wouldn't be my first choice, Carl. But what do you think, buddy? I'd love to know your opinion. Brazil for Mossy for the Copa America. Argentina are going out, said Douglas James Horn. Brazil, different level, not even a question, said Claire. Brazil are too strong, said Mark Hendley. But the Copa America can be mad at times, like let's not forget, Uruguay are master shithouses as well. Other than Klein, do you see us getting shut of any other players? Wilson, I think, will go. Personally, I think Kent will go. I think Wilson will get pre-season, by the way, and then the decision will be made at the end. But I think at least he'll go out on loan. Who else might we move on? Dejan Lovren is the obvious possible exception, or the obvious addition to that list. He'd been linked to AC Milan. I'd move on Lallana, but other people disagree, and I don't think Klopp will. Other than that, not really many more. Mignolet if he wants to move. Brazil favourite, but Venezuela dark horse for Happily Eggs. Brazil for Douglas James Horn. Willow just saying happy birthday as well to Brian's grandson. And Nike would make way more money off Liverpool and PSG. 100%, Aiden. Can you imagine the amount of kits they'd sell? I mean, how many times even with our new kits now have they sold out? Like the goalkeeper's kit, for instance, even on pre-sale, sold out. Love this season for hounding United, said Sean. Chile for V for Vegdetta. I keep going to say Vendetta, but Vegdetta. Don't Nike do the same with Pogba to United? I've no idea what way that deal is structured, mate, with Pogba and United. But yeah, it is. You know, you think if Adidas or Nike, and if it was Adidas, you would think that maybe an Adidas branded player would be pushed towards the Reds. Uruguay look like a cagey side to face. They are. They're a side with a lot of players right in their prime now, or getting to the end of their prime, and they can score goals, they can defend, and they can dig in as well. So they're always tough to come up against Uruguay. Watching United streams are good fun these days. Yeah, actually for a channel to grow and stuff, you can understand why when a team is doing badly, a channel would grow, because people tune in, opposition fans, to see the fume at times. Bobby Firmino top scorer in the Copa America, so Gary Richards. I haven't seen the United stream, but I bet all they do is talk about Liverpool. I don't know, I don't really watch many either. I see a few little bits and pieces of what Mark does, but and he, to be fair to him, he mainly does talk about United. Chile are so shite, but forgot how bad they were, said Claire. Honestly, I don't think Coutinho will be the same again. I'm with you. Get an ideal and bring in Mbappe, said Carl. I was not a great fan of Hendo until this season just gone. I've defended Hendo for a long time. He was not playing in his favourite position as well. He was one of those players that's so versatile that he was doing a job for the manager, and I was so happy to see Jordan Henderson lift that European Cup. I mean, and that moment with his dad, I know I've spoken about this before, but the moment with his father was it was lovely to see. Would I swap Mbappe for Salah? Yes, I would. He's the only player in the world I would swap for Salah, but I would. I'm not going to lie. I've said this a few times as well. I don't want to sell Mo. I'd rather have them both and be greedy about it, but I would, because you've got age on his side as well. Yeah, Harold, Everton are shite, mate. You can come in and have a bit of fun all you want, but Everton are shite, let's be fair. A bit less shite than in recent years, but still shite nonetheless. Okay, what else have we got? We need a Milner replacement soon, said Lauren Brown. That's Van der Beek. That's why I like the idea of Van der Beek, mate. He could come in and be that replacement, or that long-term backup to James Milner and Jordan Henderson. Right, ladies and gents, I'm going to call that a night. It's been good fun. I was a bit worried coming on tonight that we'd have nothing to chat about, but we got through it. We did it. We got through it, ladies and gents. Just a reminder that I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to take tomorrow night off because there's not much happening. If a transfer breaks, of course, I'll be on straight away to have a chat, as always. Back on Monday at 9:30. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow and you haven't checked out the podcast that we put up yesterday, then please do that. Obviously, look, if you haven't subscribed, last show, please do hit that button as well. Drop a thumbs up on the stream and enjoy your Sunday, ladies and gents. I will catch up with you beautiful people on Monday. Enjoy the good weather. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking 6-time European Cup winning, 3 weeks today. 6 Reds. Love you all.